game is about to begin.
Hey, what's up, YouTube Metaverse? This is your boy, Meta Bro Jake, representing the Super Meta Bros, you already know. And we are at the House of M with my main man, Preston. You got the deck profile for us. Go ahead and take the floor, my dude.
All right, so I got Infernoids here today. Yeah, it's a pretty fun deck. People don't really see it coming. It's pretty rogue. There's lots of different ways you can play it. There's going first builds, going second builds, but the best build is going second OTK. So yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, my man.
All right, so first we got triple Infernoid Decatron.
Oh.
This is pretty much your only normal summon in the entire deck. It's your only summonable starter, pretty much. It lets you send any Infernoid from your deck to the grave. It copies its effect, its name, and gains its level added upon itself. Then we got two Infernoid Patrulea. So aside from Decatron, which can be normal summoned, everything else cannot be normal summoned. All of the level 4s and lowers required to be special summoned from hand by banishing an Infernoid from hand or graveyard. Patrulea's effect lets you pop a back row spell or trap. We got one Harmadik. Same thing, you banish one Infernoid from hand or grave, you can special summon it. This pops one monster on the field and can't attack the turn in which you use that effect.
Yeah, like a Blue Eyes alternative type effect or something?
Yeah. Then we got Antra. Almost the same as the others. Once per turn, you can bounce a card on the field, a monster, I believe. Yep, target one face-up monster and bounce it. One more thing to note about the Infernoids. They have this this unique restriction. If you control level 8 or rank 8, you can't summon anymore. So basically you need to control under level 7 or under level 8 to be able to keep summoning them. So it limits how many you can control in the field at once, maximum level being level 8.
Okay.
So next we go to the bigger guys. We got two Seitsemas. These are a little bit different. Same thing, let you summon from hand, but also graveyard by banishing two Infernoids from hand or graveyard. This effect is at the end of the battle phase, in which it attacked, you can banish a card on the field, only once per turn. They also have another effect, once per turn during either player's turn, you can tribute a monster on your side of the field to banish a card from your opponent's graveyard.
Nice.
Then we got one Antonella. This is kind of just a little beat stick that can attack twice. Same thing as the others, you can special summon it from hand or graveyard by banishing two Infernoids from hand or graveyard. The turn it attacks a monster, it can proceed with another attack. Same thing as the other ones. During either player's turn, you can tribute a monster to banish a card from hand or graveyard. I'm sorry, from your opponent's graveyard. Then we have Sjette. This is the last middle one. This really doesn't have any effect that's useful. The reason why you use this, you'll see later, but there's this trap card called Void Feast, which allows you to summon any number of Infernoids from your deck as possible, as long as the number equals exactly 8. So this is a 6, which allows you to summon 2 level 1s, which gives you 2 effects, basically netting you 2 negates on your opponent's turn.
Nice.
So then we got the bigger boys. We got Infernoid Onuncu. So these ones require to be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 Infernoids from hand or graveyard. When Onuncu is summoned, you can destroy all other monsters on the field. He also has a secondary effect. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can tribute a monster you control to negate a spell or trap card and banish it. Here's the other one, Infernoid Devyaty. Same thing, requires you to banish 3 from hand or graveyard to special summon from hand or graveyard. This one, upon summon, destroys all spells and traps on the field. And you contribute a monster during either player's turn to negate a monster effect and banish it.
Nice.
These are the last monsters of the deck. I got the 3 PSY-Framegear Gamma and the 1 Driver. I feel like this is a very important card in this deck. Almost every single one of your starters are spell cards while you control no monsters on the field. So you're going to get a negate, your card's going to go through, and you get a free Omega to take a card out of your opponent's hand. So really important. Next for the spells, we got 3 Void Vanishment. So this card, upon activation, you can discard a card and search for any Void spell or trap card in the deck. So you can search for that Void Feast I told you about. And it's a continuous spell card, but you can also search for the more important Void Imagination. So this is probably the most important card of the deck. This continuous spell card, while it's on the field, it reduces all the levels of your Infernoids that are 2 or higher down to level 1. That way you can keep summoning. You're not restricted by that level 8 anymore since everything's level 1, but all your Infernoids do half damage. The thing that's good about this card is you can send it from the field to the graveyard to use it as a polymerization for Infernoids. But if your opponent controls an extra deck monster, you can actually send this to the graveyard and use Infernoids from your deck as fusion material up to 6. Which is really good. Adding 6 Infernoids from deck to grave loads up your graveyard to just keep spamming all your Infernoid monsters. We got 1 Terraforming. And then for the other most important card of the deck, we got 3 Lair of Darkness. Makes all monsters on the field dark. And once per turn, if you were to activate an effect that requires you to tribute a dark monster, you can tribute one of your opponent's dark monsters instead. This is the reason why it's so good. So, as I said before, a lot of your Infernoids, the middle ones and the smaller ones, they have an effect that lets you tribute a monster to banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. But because everything is now dark, instead of tributing one of your own monsters to activate its effect, you can tribute one of your opponent's monsters. So basically, once per turn, you're able to not only tribute one of your opponent's monsters, but banish a card from one of their graveyards as well. Also, these bigger ones that I showed you, where you tribute a monster to either negate a spell card, or tribute a monster to negate a spell or trap card, or a monster effect, you can tribute one of your opponent's monsters to negate their spell, trap, or monster effect. It's once per turn, and during the turn that you use that, that player's turn gets a token on the field for every time a monster was tributed. Next we have Reasoning. Reasoning is debatable whether it's good in the deck or not. I like to play it. Once someone knows you're playing Infernoid, they're almost always going to call level 1, because your only normal summonable monster, aside from Driver, is your level 1 Decatron. But I play either anyways, because either way, even if they call the 1, you're dumping a bunch of Infernoids to the grave. So you're adding up all these resources to just spam the field and get your OTK going. Also, I'll show you later. I don't have a full side deck right now, but cards that are really important in the side deck are cards like End of Anubis, Archchrisia, and even Jinzo. You sneak one of these into your deck during side, they Reasoning it out. If you're going against a trap card deck, you bring out Jinzo, no more trap cards, End of Anubis, Archchrisia, no more special summoning. It's a cool little side tech with the Reasoning, so I feel it's worth running. Next, we got 3 Monster Gates. So this allows you to tribute a monster to keep milling off the top of your deck until you reach a monster that can be normal summoned. What's amazing about this card is same thing, Lair of Darkness. So if you have Lair of Darkness on the field, you can tribute one of your opponent's monsters to mill your deck, get a free summon, and once again load up your graveyard with Infernoids.
That's pretty lit, bro.
Oh yeah, really good. Then we got 3 Extravagance. A big problem with this deck is running out of hand resources. You're banishing cards from your hand. You run out of your hand so fast. So Extravagance is really important there. Some people like to play Prosperity instead. My problem with that is that this build is OTK build, so you don't want to have the battle damage you're gonna dish out. So I stick with the Extravagance. Next we got 2 Forbidden Droplet. All of your Infernoids, aside from the level 4 and lowers, can be special summoned from graveyard, so you can just discard them as cost and you know, free negate. Next is triple tactic talents. Same thing, like I said before, hand advantage is a real problem with this deck. You run out of your hand really fast. So if you get hand trapped or anything like that, you activate this, you get to draw 2 cards, and you know, you can keep going. And then the last card, the 1 Void Feast. This is basically, if you're forced to go first, you activate it, you tribute from your side of the field or discard from your hand any void spell or trap card, and then like I said before, you summon Infernoids from your deck as long as all levels equal exactly 8. So it gives you 2 negates on board if you summon the 2 Decatron by sending, let's see, special to summon this 2 Decatron. You use their effects to send Devyaty and Onuncu, so now you have spell trap negation, monster effect negation, and then when you summon the level 6 Sjette, that has that effect like I said before, where you contribute a monster to banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. So if you're able to pull off the Void Feast while you also started with a Lair of Darkness, you basically have 2 negates and then an interruption by tributing one of your opponent's monsters. So it's a pretty good going first word.
All with the trap card, huh?
Oh yeah, just the 1 trap card. I'm gonna go on to the extra deck.
How many cards was your main deck, bro?
Oh, sorry, main deck, 41 cards is the main deck. It's a pretty tight deck, but yeah, you're milling so much that it's okay to sometimes go as high as like 45 is probably the highest I've gone.
Okay.
So, extra deck, I got that Doolittle Chimera. All of your Infernoids are fire monsters, simple as that. Sometimes the extra 500 damage can help facilitate the OTK. Then I got the Wee Witch's Apprentice. This is in case you need to go into a Link 2 while you're under Lair of Darkness. All your monsters become dark, so you use your Dark Infernoids to go into the Wee Witch. Hito the Fire Charmer. Obvious reason, all your monsters are fire, so you can search back one of your Infernoids when this is destroyed. So Gravity Controller, might be confusing why I'm playing this now, but you'll see soon why it's important. Leave that there for now. And then 2 Crusadia Echomax. This facilitates your main OTK combo, and I'll show that combo off after the profile.
Nice.
So here's your most important extra deck monster, Infernoid Tiara. So this is the only fusion you're going to be summoning through Void Imagination. If I can find it. Here we are. So when this is fusion summoned, it gets effects depending on the number of Infernoids that were used for its summon. Typically, when you're using this card, you're only going to get 6. So you summon it out, you send 6 Infernoids to the grave, and then he'll get 2 effects that pop off. First, each player sends 3 cards from their extra deck to the graveyard, and then after that, each player mills the top 3 cards from their deck to the graveyard. So, no surprise, what you're probably going to be sending is 3 Entis. It's going to get you 3 pops on your opponent's side of the field. Sometimes you'll have to pop your own Tiara, because keep in mind you have a limit on how many summons you can do for Infernoids, up to level 8. So if this is on the field and you're stuck with it, you can't summon any more Infernoids. So that's why these are in the deck. You just link this off into a gravity controller, and now your field's free to start spamming out the Infernoids. For some reason, Extravagance, banish these off. You send these 3, 2 to pop your opponents, 1 to pop yours, your field's clear again. And the last 2 cards, I have 2 PSY-Frame Omega. Normally you're just going into this with the PSY-Frame Gamma driver package. I put 2 in case one is banished with Extravagance. Sometimes you can also go into it with Decatron, as he's a tuner. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck.
All right, man. So exiting the deck profile, winding down, man. You got any shout outs, Preston?
Super Meta Bros, just kicking it with you guys. Been fun. COVID's been a bummer, and I haven't had much time to get games in, so it's nice to be around friends again. So I guess shout out to all the homies.
Yeah, right on, my dude. Right on, man. We're gonna piece you guys out one time, you guys, but before we do that, we gotta make sure to hit that thumbs up button, man, if you liked what you seen. Preston's awesome deck profile. Get us on the algorithm, you guys. Break through that. Get us on your screens, dude. And while you're doing that, be sure to subscribe to the Super Meta channel. You guys already know we be bringing that YGO heat, and we do it for the community, you guys. And while you're subscribing, man, beat down that notification bell like there's no tomorrow, baby, because you already know the Meta Bros are bringing that YGO heat, man, like I said. And be current with Super Meta times, you know, because the times is rough. The times is crazy, and the Meta Bros are even crazier, man. So thank you, Preston, once again for joining the channel, man. It was a pleasure. Hopefully we see you again soon, my dude.
For sure, definitely.
Right on, brother. Peace them out one time. Peace out, you guys. Peace out, my dudes. Woo!